Right, hi guys. Right, so I did a video about eBay scamming us. Now, I'm just going to infer with the boys here, this has not been opened yet. This is an extremely well packaged, very light, registered post, special delivery guaranteed by 1 p.m. to our thing. I believe this is the bag that I know is real and authentic. I know this from my own personal understanding of real bags. I know it is. But can we get something to open this, and not a sharp blade but a blunt blade? Is there such a thing? Yeah, because I don't want to rip the bag and wreck the bag open. So I'm opening this up, guys, and I'm just, because I don't want to wreck the bag that's in it. And this, to me, is the problem that I'm having with eBay, that they get these so-called specialists, and I will tell you the story after we pull this out. What a waste of process, and I'm still not convinced it's not a waste of my time and money. And this very much upsets me. This really does vex the hell out of me when it comes to eBay. So this is authentication process. This is the bag, which is known as a hold-all. No, it's not. It's called a carry-all. No, it's called a, guys, what's this called again? A never full. Now, I'm feeling this. I know the quality. I know that that is real Louis Vuitton. How on earth did they fail the quality on this? This is a 1980s bag. Early 90s bag, handmade. Hi, sorry to interrupt you, but most of you who are watching aren't subscribed to my channel. Please like, subscribe, and click the alert button. In Paris, because it still has the original 101 Champs-Élysées in Paris with the original leather, and they claimed that they cannot, what did they say?
They can't authenticate it. So it's not saying it's fake.
They're saying they cannot authenticate it. Because in the old days, we didn't have the requirement. There was no such thing as fakes in the 90s. This wasn't a thing. Fake Louis Vuitton was not a thing. They couldn't have the technology to fake it. And I know it's old. The leather is absolutely ancient. You can see the usage of the leather. The leather is extremely well done. You could see how well everything is, the way everything is cut, the way everything is done. There is a code on it. The old code, look, as crap as it is, the old code was in the listing. And I remember these bags when I was young and I saw Louis Vuitton. I remember these things underneath, these meshes, look, that mesh in there. They did that with all the bags. It was like a little, I don't know what it was, but I remember Louis Vuitton, and I remember going, I'd love to buy a bag. I was only a kid, and I was looking at the bags and going, crikey, they're lovely. The way they think about things, like the little mesh inside. They don't do that anymore. And you don't see them in the modern fake. And that badge there, you don't see that on any fake. I've never seen a fake with this on it. Because when they went into mass production, they took the 101 Champs-Élysées off it. They went, and the mass production was done out of places like China. Now, I know this is an original. The leather is exactly, it's not the leather, it's, so the material, it's not a leather. This is the leather, this is, and I know that is a thickness and the quality that Louis Vuitton has for a very long time. There is no doubt that is original. But they came back, they refunded the customer the £500 and said to us, and they raised a claim against it, guys, did they not? So the minute it becomes, we cannot guarantee the authenticity of it, it then goes as a case against us, and then it goes on to our standards, does it not? So that tells me simply they have no experience with the vintage bags. And because they've no experience it, we can't sell it on eBay. That basically means what it means. They want us to deal with the authentication process, but we can't. Have you looked up at it? So they want us to deal with the authentication, but they do not have an authentication processing system. They cannot guarantee this because they don't know. So we can't sell this because they can't do their job. Well done, Drew. Well, yeah, perfect. That's exactly that point. So, look, that doesn't even happen nowadays with Louis Vuitton. These little clips, they clip closed. Look at that. I didn't realize that. I've never seen that in the newer ones. That's actually quite cool. It closes up. And we were selling that for a good price. What was it we were selling it for? £61. And the refund, 61 quid. So we got our fully refund and we weren't striked. We were striked though for the Adidas. We were striked for the fake Adidas. Allegedly they were fake too, but I don't agree they were fake. So we're coming to a point where the authentication system is sending back trainers that are got a bent box on it, and they say, well, it's bent in the post, so therefore it's no longer described. So we now have to put on, when we do trainers, we have to say it may have come in a bent box, so that the authenticators don't send it back and say we can't authenticate it and there's a strike. We are getting strike for them because we had 4 strikes for them Hokas and the Adidases. Open up to see if there's a case on it though. It says inspection failed. Can you go close to that? And then I got negative feedback received. Look, further down. Let's go back to that transaction on that one. Were we taking good oral fees back? So we did, I assume we got, so we lost £3.75 on it. So eBay lost the money. Even on the basis of that, now eBay are losing money then. So they've allowed an authentic product to be sold through eBay that is authentic and have made people who are not experienced or trained to deal with vintage Louis Vuitton. And because of that, this failed. We lost our profits. We lost the money on the postage. We lost our reputation as well of being known as didn't pass the authentication system. Customer knows this. And as a consequence, eBay has also lost their £65 fees. Do that 1,000 times a week with eBay, it's 65 grand. And they're paying these authenticators that if they've got a shadow of a doubt, they're not going to do it. So we're putting this trial out. This video will continue. It was suggested here by Drew that we now sell this on Vinted for the same price. Yep. No offers, because the least we sold it for. Yep. And which was 460 quid. So anyone wants to buy this, £460. I won't take any offers on it. I think 460 is a good price for a vintage Louis Vuitton Champs-Élysées edition, which is pre-mass produced. This was a rare one because these were all handmade in Champs-Élysées. How I know this is because I visited the Louis Vuitton shop before it became massive, before Louis Vuitton were massive. They were popular, but that was when it was high quality, low amounts. It was all hand produced. And I remember the craftsmen working in the shop in Paris. It was amazing. It was just one of the most amazing things that I saw. The leather working, they weren't working on this. I saw them working on chests, actual travel chests. And now they're sitting at 100 grand. The one-offs are just phenomenal. Anyway, so there it is. I'm going to put this video up on this, but we're going to put up another video of it being sold on Vinted. And if Vinted sell it and it passes the authentication process, which it probably will, and if it does, that necessarily means that eBay's authenticators are causing more problems for sellers and for eBay. Sure. Well, we'll put this today up for sale on Vinted, and we'll do another video once we sell it and we've got the processes done. Is that all right? So eBay versus Vinted, is it going to be a fail with Vinted? I don't think it will. I actually think that the eBay process has got, again, eBay, overzealous, overruled, over control, and overran. There's too much management of things like this. Now, I agree we shouldn't be selling fakes, and I'm one for not selling fakes anywhere. We've got balls of stock that we've deemed as fake, and I know it's not, but because eBay authenticators have said it, I now doubt the 20 grand of stock that I've got sitting there that's fake. I don't know if it's real or not. There's things that we will know that were fake. such as this. If you pull them up, you bend down for me, Drew. So who you designated them as fake?
Well, I was just look at the video.
So it takes only a bit of sense to know fake. So these came in. Did they come in a box? They just came in loose. There you go. So you can see with the likes of the fakes, when they come in, we get them in the odd time, but we know it is a good fake. We went through this before.
I think it's the material of the sole, and very little times do you ever see it join. It's just, I don't know, I just feel like...
You see the mold joins. To me, that C is the wrong way around as well, if I remember. That should be the other way around.
That's 500 per shoes,
But not fake. They're only, what, 50 quid fake?
probably.
Is that what, I don't know what fake prices cost. Hawker stuff, I see the likes of them specials, they're going for about 25 quid. So, but they're really expensive ones.
I don't know exactly whatever the jobs on them, but they're about 500.
So ultimately, they go on the wall of shame, and that's where they stay. They never get sold. We're not keen to sell any copyright issues. I'm genuinely not. Even though they're a great pair of trainers, you would not, other than the mold lines, you would not. So we would know with common sense what isn't. And we sold stuff that we thought 100% they're genuine. We have to check stuff that we buy from genuine suppliers. And that makes no sense. UGG boots was failed by the authenticators. And I bought them from an actual police auction. Now, if they thought they were fake, the police would not be selling them. They done a raid on someone and sold me a load of Uggs, Dr. Martens and other things, and they weren't fake. And we've never been able to sell them on eBay. We get the odd one sold, but it took a fight to get them put back on, and I had to dispute constantly with this problem. And then next time you put a listing or relist it, it's probably going to end up, we get slapped for fakery again.
If we were to relist that on eBay, that's never to say that's when you'll start getting proper action from eBay.
For listing
You
it.
physically cannot put that on eBay.
So because their authenticators can't do it, we can't list that again. That's crazy. So we're dumb and you can't list it again and you'll get slapped for relisting.
The funny thing is that you can list that in a different account and goes to a different authenticator and they'll pass it.
You could do.
I've seen that already as well, where one authenticator failed it. We said that's not fake. And then the next one, the Hermes.
It's too subjective. There should be a yes, or there should be a real or fake, not a. It's too subjective. If two different authenticators have different opinion, someone's not doing their job right. You're both authenticators. You should both come to the same
Conclusion.
answer. Yeah.
It's how I feel. I feel that this isn't real. I didn't say that swear word. I'm trying not to swear. Anyway, there it is, where we are. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.